is real. But not only is it real, but it is alive and kicking here at Road Atlanta. This isn't any circuit. This isn't your expansive Petit Le Mans fast-flowing circuit, nor is it your quick and very, very aggressive short circuit. This is your club circuit. This is the most difficult circuit. This is the circuit with the most difficult car choice, with the most difficult track conditions, all for the most prestigious trophy in sim racing. We are racing for the WinRAR trophy here on V8's Online. I'm hashtag Do You Mind Jake Sperry, the observer of sim racing. That's Reese Gardner, who's going to be joining me as well, Southpaw Racer. Yes. This is Maxx Bantz II, sim racing, Boogaloo. Qualifying currently underway, 10 minutes or 2 laps, and we are not very hopeful of a time being set.
No, we certainly are not. If anyone is in the broadcast chat following my channel, you may remember that I did one of my first big super serious track guides on this very layout of Road Atlanta. I drove an MX-5 around here, and it wasn't very good. So when Jake and I were talking about the next Maxx Bantz Open, my first suggestion was Road Atlanta Club with the with the iRacing Chevrolet Impala stock car from 2013. Jake, we have created a work of art here.
Track conditions, it's 48 degrees on the track. Winds are howling in Braselton, Georgia. 48 kilometers an hour from the southeast. Rising humidity at 99%, which means that it's going to be a hot one here today. 1 hour, and you don't win by coming first here today, Reese. You win by coming 10th.
You certainly do. That is, that's really going to shake things up, to say the least. We have absolutely no idea what's going to happen in the next hour. We've just figured we'll make 10th place the winning position and see what happens. Pure Maxx Bantz attitude right there. So, I guess at the end of it, qualifying won't mean much. We're nearly 3 minutes into the session, and there still haven't been any times set, Jake. This is quite simply incredible.
Well, they've only got 2 laps to set a time, so they've got to be incredibly clean, and I think those who do set a time are going to go through. We got a time on the board. Christopher Kessie has managed to get it 2 times as Thomas McMillan beats him by 4.4 seconds in qualifying.
Beautiful. And remember, a lap around here, as Dane Warren goes to the top, a lap around here is about 1:17 to 1:18 if you're a quick driver. So the field spread here is quite simply astonishing. We're used to commentating on V8 Scops, Jake, where the field is separated by mere hundredths and thousandths between drivers. But here, we're looking at gaps of upwards of a second or more around a lap that's barely 80 seconds long.
Yes, and not only that, as McMillan goes for a big howitzer backwards into the wall. That will be day done then for Thomas McMillan in terms of his times. But my goodness, this is going to be a difficult race, and this holds itself its own meta race. You don't know how this race is going to form. You don't know how this race is going to go out, because yes, you've got to get to 10th place, but this is an hour-long race. It's not going to be as simple as, okay, you stop and do your public lobby, say F1 2017 style. Oh no, this is an hour long. You've got to pace yourself. You've got to strategize.
That's exactly right. Making the race an hour long is a big part of the action here. The drivers are going to have to pace themselves, maybe play their cards very close to their chests. Remember, the fuel tank only lasts about 15, maybe 20 minutes if a driver fuel saves enough. Not much fuel in those cars at all. Yes, we think. Yeah, I quoted a fuel number to you, and then you decided to go for a different one. So we honestly don't know when the drivers are going to pit, but they're going to have to pit, I think, at least twice in this race. We honestly don't know, but the aces will be played more towards the end.
Oh, the aces will certainly be played, but I think a lot of people are coming up with a 7 deuce here in qualifying halfway through. Got some big names in this one. We've got likes of Neil Senkowski, Dylan Shepard, Corey Ott in this one. Phil Reed, here's a driver that I am very excited about as and when he gets out onto track, but Right now, everyone trying to get out, and of course, the meme liveries are in full force, and I believe I found my face on Corey Ott's machine.
Yes, indeed, you have Corey Ott out there qualifying with some absolute works of art out there. Oh my god, I've just loaded it. My goodness. And we have an oh my god from our director Jay Kennedy as well, because your face is on one side of the car, Jake. Jay's is on the other, and my goodness, that is absolutely disgustingly beautiful.
It is disgustingly beautiful indeed. So all the more footage just to make Mr. Kennedy cringe in the commentary booth. Your top 5, though, as things stand in qualifying: Warren, Blythe, Gardner, Hrushka, and McMillan. 10th place currently being occupied by Enzo Fazi in the 51 machine. That is the magic number we're looking at the moment. 4 minutes remain. Still got the likes of Aaron Galloway on a flying lap. He's currently 11th at the moment in the McDonald's machine, and he's trying everything to get itself neat and tidy, and it's this complex that's going to really worry people. 10A into 10B, and the big drift left-hander as well.
Yes, indeed. This is part of the loop that is used for drift events at Road Atlanta as Galloway exits the circuit briefly. This incredibly slow drift loop. You have to turn the wheel all the way around one revolution in the Impala just to get around the turn, and that's without kicking out the rear end to make things a little bit easier. And then you've got that struggle to put the power down the hill. But that could be a very good overtaking spot right at the end.
Oh, you bet it can. 15 drivers then have set a time as more drivers
Ross
go through.
Rizzo's in here.
And yes, we do have Ross Rizzo. We do have Elliot Doro as well. Josh Noack, you know, we've seen do very well in the majors as well. So we have a big caliber of field here, Reese, looking to try and meme it out for this one.
Yes, indeed. Having a look at Taylor Oak's car on the broadcast at the moment. Oh, my Lord. What even is that? What is going on?
What isn't going on?
I can see I can see a Vocaloid character on there on the rear quarter. My god.
Which one? Does it have green hair?
It's the blue hair.
Is it Hatsune Miku? We do
yes,
not know.
Hatsune Miku.
It is Hatsune. Oh, hello. This is going to be fun. 2-minute warning coming up in a moment. So drivers like Jeremiah Morton looking to put times in. Phil Reed is out. He's got AOR Heritage, that being Apex Online Racing. And that should hold him in some very, very good stead. Certainly a very, very strong driver when it comes to a Formula Renault, but around he goes.
Yes, indeed. We've also got the likes of Keenan Kusan in this session. He's known on Twitch as Mr. Aero HD. He usually does Forza Motorsport streaming and competes in the Esports Drift Association this season. And he's trying his hand at iRacing for, I believe, one of the first times. What a way to get your feet wet.
What a way indeed. This is not the event that you want to go into. I would say that it's a trial by fire if you are not too careful about things. Right now, Neil Sinkowski has finished his times. He's in 11th position. Got Taylor Oakes currently on his flying lap. We'll keep an eye on this one as 1 minute will go in qualifying. I'm not sure Ross Rizzo is going to get around to finish his qualifying lap, but Taylor Oakes certainly is not, as he's going to go straight on at the chicane. So Taylor Oakes' time was invalidated. And of course, no instant limit for this one either. This is going to be a major challenge here of endurance and trying to make sure you can keep that vehicle as slow as possible in the tight and twisty sections of the S's.
Yes, certainly. And we've also got to mention that there's no fast repair limit in this event either. You will get a fresh car every time you enter the pits with damage if you so desire. So everyone racing out there, no excuses. You keep racing, damn it.
Oh, yes, you do. We're going to be strict on that. Anybody who decides to leave the race will be shamed. Is that fair?
Named and shamed. Exactly right.
We need to get the bell from Game of Thrones and shout shame a little bit. But either way, qualifying will be over in 5 seconds' time. And we will head ourselves over then to the starting grid. Because this is Maxx Bantz II Sim Racing Boogaloo. Dane Warren then pole position 117.195. That doesn't mean anything at the moment. You've got to get to 10th with Riley Blythe second. Griffin Gardner will start on the second row with Mari Rushka in 4th position. The only woman in this field of 27. You got Thomas McMillan in 5th, Dave Walsh 6th. Bo Albert will start in 7th with Chris Skinner 8th. 9th will be Kurt Stenberg, and Enzo Fazi is in the magic spot to start.
Niels Sentkowski starting in 11th place with Aaron Galloway in 12th place. Billy Van Beek in 13th with Christopher Kessie lining up in 14th. Aitor Sintes Galindo lines up in 15th place. Dylan Shepard and Phil Reed, the first 2 drivers on the grid to not set times. Ross Rizzo, Jeremiah Morton, and Corey Ott rounding out the top 20.
And then more drivers who haven't set lap times: Elliot Dorrow, Josh Noack, Keenan Coulson, Mitchell Welker, got Taylor Oakes, Chris Fraser, Zachary Buchanan, and Isaac Edwards rounds out 27. We're going to have a rolling start for this one, boys. So the big question is going to be, are they going to survive the pace lap?
This is a good question, and I was briefly going to say that I was disappointed you didn't make it a standing start, but now that I think about it, this warm-up lap will certainly provide opportunities for Maxx Bantz. This Road Atlanta Club layout has a lot of extremely terrible slow corners with absolutely no space for running side by side, so the drivers are going to have to be careful as they come around this warm-up lap. Otherwise, their race will be put at a bit of a crossroads before it's even had a chance to start.
Apparently, I've forgotten the fuel cap, so we're going to be going as long as possible. But that puts a different perspective in. Maybe the fuel not being done, but those tyres on a 48-degree track, they are still going to be absolutely thrown into all sorts of troubles.
Yes, they certainly will. And we're going to start setting off now. There's already drivers wanting to try and get a leg up on their competitors here. Oh my goodness. The pace car is getting off to a very slow start here. We've got drivers taking to the grass. I think I can see Bo Albert there just cooling his tires. Remember, the track temperature is 48 degrees Celsius at the moment. So any chance you can get to cool those tires down a bit, you take it, even if it means an off track.
So what you're saying is Bo Albert's going to go to the Shane van Gisbergen School of Driving?
Possibly, yes. That's entirely possible.
Well, it is time. I'll tell you what's another strategy is, oh my goodness, Thomas McMillan is going straight and on. And I think they're going to try and go get advantages here. This is why it's such an interesting race, because look at the pace car. It is trying everything to go around the corners, and they have to single file up, and they will have to double file back up for the start.
They will. They certainly will. This is going to be quite the interesting one, especially considering that the last turn here at Road Atlanta Club is a tight right angle right-hander. How are you going to have the opportunity to form up properly? Dane Warren looks like he wants to have a go at being the pace car, speeding out ahead on the back stretch. But now they're coming around. They've only got a few more turns to go until the green flag flies. And those few turns are among the most head desk inducing on the circuit.
Oh, they are. You've got mean damage, everyone. An hour's coming up as they now head into the fabled complex here. The left, then the 180-degree right-hander, switch back, 180-degree left, big spin. Dave Warren's gone around. Oh my goodness me. And the bottleneck is full wide now. It's all kicking off. They're all running into incidents here. And this is exactly what we expected, exactly what we wanted. Pace car dives onto pit road, pace behind Riley Blythe, and our 10th place wins it. Green flag, we're underway at Road Atlanta Club.
We are, and Riley Blythe is going to lead the way here into turn one, but Marie Hrushka is pressuring him. They're just getting off to a reasonably clean start down the back of the field. I get the feeling that some of that has to do with the fact that nobody had any idea where they were going.
Oh, they're around. And there's Dave Walsh. What a save, though. He goes a full 360, holds it, though, on the tarmac, but he's going to have to serve the slowdown. Everybody go careful.
Oh, no!
No, indeed. There's the contact. And look at that, around again goes more vehicles, 2 off. One's Aaron Galloway, and the other one's Neil Senkowski.
Yes, indeed. And all of these guys are just going to have to try and make their way back onto the circuit nice and cleanly. But it looks like the the Banter train is continuing its way down the hill at Road Atlanta. Corey Ott now off as well. And everybody just jostling for position in the most frustrating, tedious way possible. Currently leading the way, though, still is Riley Blythe, but Griffin Gardner and Bo Albert are now pressuring him. Bo Albert trying to go around the outside of Griffin Gardner here at the final turn. Who's going to win out? It's going to be Bo, but can he hold it down the front straight? Can he bring glory to the many faces of Jay Kennedy on his car? We will see.
Think he can. Oh, big wiggle as well. McMillan and Stenberg side by side. But of course, there is a strategy in play here. You set the pace out early, you go for a quick race, and then what you do from there is you slow it down on the final lap, you take a penalty, and look to get an iRacing 30-second penalty at the end for taking your slowdown and not serving it properly. This is a mean strategy as Blythe goes into contact as his former teammate Bo Albert runs into the rear.
Yes, indeed. And Dylan Shepard off as well at turn 1. Lots of damage on that car. What on earth happened to him there? Just looks to me like he went straight on at turn 1. No steering in that car whatsoever.
No steering, but we still have racing, so a lot of work. But look at Riley Blythe. Look at this. Big incident. And 2 or 3 off. They're all involved. They're all in the fence.
Oh, this is beautiful. I'm getting shades of a Sydney V8 Supercars race. Bo Albert turned by Dane Warren, and the track is an absolute war zone right now. The leader of the race is now Griffin Gardner, and Chris Skinner is pulling over to serve a slowdown penalty. But the Pleb Sim Sport guys, we're just getting a replay of that incredible incident as we go back live here, and they're still messing around there in positions 8th, 9th, and 10th. Enzo Fazzi really struggling with his car in a straight line. How is he not going off? Bo Albert goes up the inside of him. A little bit of contact. Fazzi is almost pushed off the track, but he just manages to hold on. You know, I made the setup that we're using in this event, and I don't envy any of these drivers having to drive it for a full hour in these conditions.
No, I don't envy them either. Big wiggles all the way up through. But Griffin Gardner currently with first position, but not necessarily the lead of this race. Lead is 10th position. Last time across the line, it was Ross Rizzo who had the magic 10th position. So a trick certainly in play, but these positions are going to change quicker than we can keep our eyes on things here, Reese.
Yes, very true, because remember, 10th place is the position that you want to be in. 10th place will be declared the winner. So Thomas McMillan and Ross Rizzo embroiled in a battle. Neil Sentkowski and Enzo Fazzi just up ahead of them. You know, I keep watching them go through this complex of corners, and I expect them to just go straight on after the chicane. But seeing them having to go around that drift loop just completely throws a curveball for me every single time. Dane Warren off again, though.
Oh, and Dane struggling then as he looks to try and get himself back into position. Behind him, Phil Reed and Jeremiah Morton, who are all in the mix. Josh Noack then moving his way past Thomas McMillan. And Griffin Gardner goes around, and that was from first position.
Oh, it certainly was. How did that happen? It just looks like he lost it coming out of turn 1. Around the car went. No way that he could recover that. So he has now lost the lead of this race to Dave Walsh in the Guy Fieri Chevrolet Impala.
You say lead, and there was a little bit of contact as well, as there was McMillan into the back of Warren as they look to go together, and there's a cut there for Phil Reed and a cut for Keenan Kusten behind as well. Everybody can't slow it down for that second chicane. You're so desperate to get the power on in these Impalas, but these Impalas don't want to go around. Big sideways from Enzo Fazzi, and look at this. It's going to be 3 wide there or thereabouts. But they look to make the charge in, and there's contact. Round goes Enzo Fazzi.
Yes, indeed, and Dane Warren just coming through here. He's going to go off again. Goodness me. This is ridiculous. Enzo Fazzi with really big damage on that Impala, and drivers still making contact down the front straight as Josh Noack is now around. Seeing more cars go around. And, oh, some interesting racing. Phil Reed versus Jeremiah Morton through that last chicane. goodness me, Morton has won that one out. Dane Warren having to let Josh Nowak go in the last corner. And Corey Ott's facing the wrong way. This is a race to see who can destroy their car in the least amount of time. My head hurts.
Indeed. Well, everyone's head will hurt as Ott goes down the inside of Billy Van Beek and is going to take the position. 10th position now is Josh Nowak. So Nowak in his own scrap. This now puts Dane Warren into 10th as he's made his way through. Big wreck, though. Just in front, that's Gardner and Harushka who have been turned. And that was Harushka trying to rejoin on circuit. Everyone hit the brakes. Nowhere to go, Griffin Gardner. He runs straight into the rear of Harushka.
Yes, he does. And Harushka has just managed to get going with briefly with a traffic cone for company. So now, oh goodness, Jeremiah's around. Jeremiah Morton, big crash. It's not even surprising to me anymore. That's Josh Nowak getting into the rear of Morton.
It is, and Morton was a little bit slow, and it's so quick when vehicles pounce up on you. Now, here's the next question. If you get a 0x in this race, well, what sort of prize do you get? Well, I'll tell you something already. We're 5 laps in, and Corey Ott's already on 40 incidents.
Beautiful. Never have I heard sweeter words. We've hit a new level. Whether it's a low or a high, I honestly don't know, but we've hit a new level anyway. Riley Blythe and Kurt Stenberg fighting away at the moment.
And we've got lap traffic already, and it's Isaac Edwards in the mix, so that's not going to be helpful. Dave Walsh then is out in front, but not technically leading this race. 10th lead. Riley Blythe then, Kurt Stenberg, they're 2nd and 3rd at the moment. Bo Albert 4th, Chris Skinner in 5th, Rizzo in 6th, and Koski 7th. Dane Warren 8th, Nowak 9th. Enzo Fazi, despite a major incident, is still running in 10th position where he started this race overall. But for now, Riley Blythe just trying to get a bit of a medium going on here. We're early in this event. Remember, this is just 1/6 distance we're trying to get to at the moment as Edwards actually does the nice thing and lets people through. If I was lap traffic, let's play a bit of havoc, shall we?
Yeah, certainly, but nonetheless, good sportsmanship there from Isaac Edwards to let these guys go on with their battling. And, oh, there we go, Kurt Stenberg into the rear of Riley Blythe, and Bo Albert just going straight on into the pits. Following him in is Isaac Edwards. So, Bo Albert is the first to blink here.
And Enzo Fazi's been turned by Harushka, and that was for the magic 10th place as well. So Harushka now puts herself in the driver's seat. Kusan, Fazi, Galloway, McMillan, all in position to chase, as is Phil Reed. Slow down there for Enzo Fazi into the final corner. And that final corner, it's a massive downhill braking zone as well. As Bo Albert, yes, we've seen on the lane, that damage, those black and orange flags, I swear to somebody that those stewards are going to have very tired arms after this.
They certainly will. It's going to be an incredible feat to get all of these cars repaired in such a short amount of time. Thank goodness we have the best engineers in the world working on these virtual cars, basically 24/7. Meanwhile, a big wreck at the tunnel at the end of the lap. That's Griffin Gardner.
It is, and well, Gardner was in a 3-vehicle scrap. Yeah. There was Corey Ott and Christopher Kessie. No surprises that Corey Ott was involved in the incident. Kessie trying to get out of the way of it, though, but going on into incoming traffic, it's just as quick as that an incident can occur in a race format like this. But focus now on everyone trying to get to Mari Harushka. Harushka's going to desperately stay on the rear of Josh Nowak, but they do have traffic. Aitor Cinders Galindo, 1 lap down at the moment. And this is what we're starting to see here. Drivers come in, Blythe's in, Skinner's in. The damage certainly being a factor. Maybe even the tyres, you could argue, could be a huge issue moving forward. He who stays out longest has himself the best chance, as Dave Walsh currently holds himself an 11-second lead.
Yes, indeed. And he's looking very comfortable out there in the quote-unquote lead of this race. But Kurt Stenberg, I mean, his last lap time was 3 seconds slower than Dave's, but Stenny, he enjoys driving stock cars on road courses, he does. He'll talk till the cows come home, as Nils Sendkowski goes around, about how good the NASCAR truck is on road courses. So we might see a battle for positions 1 and 2 very soon.
We certainly could do. Dane Warren then making the turn on Sendkowski, but All good. You're still racing as Itos Galindo runs into issues just in front of now 9th place Mariushka. Pit stops. Actually, tactically, a pit stop can change everything. You come in, you get yourself some fresh tyres, you get back out again, you drop back the position. So I think that even pitting at any given point is a strategy play.
It certainly is, as Bo Albert notifies everyone that he sped in the pits. Good job.
Good job indeed. Nowak runs into the rear of Senkowski, and there's a big sideways moment for Harushka just behind, and Harushka knows that she could be in best placed position to make things happen. 1:19.3 that last time by, actually, for Kurt Stenberg, so that's a very, very quick lap, but as current...
Aaron Galloway and Phil Reed battling at the moment.
Move for Reed. Oh, yeah. Big sideways from Reed as well. That was a lovely move from Phil Reed. And that is the move for Phil Reed that puts him up into 9th place. Aaron Galloway's in the magic top 10 as Nowak came in to start.
Yes, and Chris Skinner in as well. So everyone is pitting now. Looks like the fuel has lasted for the better part of 15 minutes, which is good to see. Probably closer to 12 or 13 minutes, but who knows at this stage.
Oh, we got a shame. We got a shame. Shame on you, Ross Rizzo. Shame on you.
Well, hold up a minute. It doesn't say that he manually disconnected. So
it just said that he disconnected.
Yes. Aitor Sintes Galindo, we can shame because it says he's manually disconnected.
Yes, we can shame. We can definitely shame.
We can't
Elliot Doro, we can shame.
Yes, we can. We can't shame Dylan Shepard because he actually had his received throughput fall to an unacceptable level. So you get off the hook, Shep.
For now. It depends if you did it yourself or not.
Yeah, there's always a chance that he could have just pulled the cable out of the back of his PC, but we'll never know.
We never will. Riley Blythe then trying to chase down Aaron Galloway. Got Phil Reed there, Enzo Fazi as well. This is the big pack that everyone's seeing. Rushka on the lane. In is Dane Warren on the lane as well. Looking to get some fresh rubber, get going again. Big tank slapper from Reed trying to get onto the power into turn 1, which arguably could be the fastest corner on circuit here, Reese.
Yes, certainly on this layout. Well, yeah, actually. If you don't count the big sweeper going onto the back straight, is that a turn? Or is it 2 turns?
It's a turn.
Okay, it's a turn, yes. So, it's a contender. It definitely is a contender for fastest turn on the circuit. As Fazi goes around, Enzo Fazi... Oh, that's straight on in the S's, so he's got a bit of a slowdown to clear here.
Yes, but the top 10 are around Zachary Buchanan, now Josh Nowak in the top 10. These pit stops are changing everything because you can go so slow on that lane to bring things through. You may not even be racing with the person on circuit when it comes to the final lap. And remember, it's 1 hour, and at the end of 1 hour, the end of the race happens. Ross Rizzo's back, ladies and gentlemen. He has a second life, not to be shamed.
Yes, indeed. So Rizzo escapes the shame of the comms team for now, but we'll see what happens further towards the end of the race. Oh, there we go.
With McMillan, but what a save. No, not a save. McMillan turns in, and that is a lovely turn as Corey Ott now drops 8 positions plus.
Brilliant racing that we're seeing at the moment. Can you taste the sarcasm in my voice? This is just simply fantastic. Corey Ott having to really get his car down the straight, going sideways, and he spun on his own into the wall.
Oh,
is he going to block the track? Let's see. Oh, well, here we go.
We got 2 completely different races going on right now because Dave Walsh and Kurt Stenberg are 7 seconds apart, but third place is a full 36 seconds back down the road. So a big, long wait to get backwards, but this is, again, the strategy that we're seeing. Dave Walsh was stuck behind a bit of traffic. Got likes of Skinner there, Gardner, Kessie, as Welker comes in, Van Beek's in. We've seen Buchanan now coming out of pit road as Dave Walsh looks to put the lap down. And those laps, they become vital because if you put everybody up to 10th a lap down or up to 11th a lap down, you just stay with 10th. But it's such a difficult game. This is arguably harder than pure racing itself.
Yeah, as I'm hearing Reed in the fence at the moment, so more mistakes being made. But yeah, this is the long game of all long games. And it's truly playing poker at I don't know, a minimum of 40 kilometers an hour, because that's how fast the apex speed is through the third last turn. Dane Warren and Marie Hrushka are currently battling. That's going to be the pass for Dane Warren. He moves up into 13th position according to my timing. Phil Reed onto pit road, though.
Yes, it's like playing poker when you got Daniel Negreanu, Phil Hellmuth, Phil Ivey, and all the rest of the gang up on the table with you, and you're the mark that they're trying to take money from, as there's a spin through the second S's, and no surprises, it's Corey Ott. Move on, please. We've seen enough of that. But right now, top 10 currently being housed by Reed, who comes out to pit road, so really it's a tough game here. Got to try and keep going as Hrushka goes straight on at the chicane. She went very wide through one, decided, you know what, keep going.
Yeah, and Hrushka is currently in 10th place as well, so we'll see how that one goes. Meanwhile, Kurt Stenberg, yes, into the pits. So Dave Walsh is now basically alone on the track, waiting to take his pit stop. We'll see if he comes in at the end of this lap, because surely that car's almost out of fuel by now.
Surely, but also you have to remember, surely there's a lot of traffic that could take Walsh out. Now, here's the next thing. It almost becomes demolition derby strategy. Does Dave Walsh want to be taken out now?
Very good question. I honestly don't know. Josh Nowak around, though.
Josh Nowak, yeah, very much around, so... There
Hrushka.
And Hrushka as well. You got Phil Return, so Hrushka running into more issues. And look at this scrap here, going at it with Nowak. And there's Dane Warren stop.
Oh, yeah. So what on earth is going on here? Warren just sitting still on the track, coming out of the last turn. Looks like he just pulled over.
And now Bo Albert moves into 10th position. So it all changes once more. We are 1/4 distance through this race, and it feels like we've been here forever. Albert trying to be slow. Blythe turns Keenan Kusin. Kusin instantly outside of the top 10. More spins, and that's just Josh Nowak around, and it's a big pile up.
It certainly is. Huge pile up in the S's. And coming into all of that, Enzo Fazzi, what on earth will he be thinking coming into that section? Oh, goodness me, McMillan. Continuing to McMillan his way through the S's.
As Nowak spins it again, this time in the second S's. Now, Dave Walsh decides that he wants to pit. He needs to come in, and he'll come out again, but here's the next question. I think he'll come back out with the race lead again. I think he's gone too good. He's got first position again.
He's too good for Maxx Bantz, and you know what? I think I know what Dane Warren's doing here. He's still stopped. He's waiting.
He is waiting.
Waiting for something. Or someone.
For life.
Just slows down to give him a little tap. Taylor Oates is disconnected. Shame!
Shame! Shame indeed. Shame is needed. Griffin Gardner in a scrap, then Blythe, Reed, Welker, Skinner, all in the mix then, as Josh tries to get onto the rear as well. This is a great little scrap further down, and now this is the battle for 10th-ish, as out comes Aaron Galloway into the mix as well, so now that promotes Phil Reed up into 10th position, and Riley Blythe and co. Oh, anyway you look right now here, Reese, you've just got to keep eyes on a swivel as they head into the very difficult right, left that is the first chicane.
Yes, certainly is. And oh, goodness me, we're seeing a car just almost slide out. That's Mitchell Welker and Chris Skinner going side by side to the S's. Chris is going to have the mother of all slowdowns there, as is Josh Nowak, who once again goes straight on. But all of these drivers now having to make their way through this incredibly difficult sweeper coming onto the back straight. It's impossible to get the power down efficiently in these cars through that turn. So it's really a question of who can be best at working the wheel. Riley Blythe continuing to hold these guys off. They're just coming up to Murray Hrushka now as, oh goodness me, that's Chris Skinner going straight on at the chicane, and it looks like Nowak followed him.
Yeah, it does look like Nowak's got a join. And that was a big oopsie as a lot of rounds go on down at that very difficult chicane. That's Nowak and a lot more. And even the legendary Jimmy Broadbent Reese wanted to take part.
He certainly did. Jimmy recently reaching 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Congratulations, Jimmy. Wish you could have been here. It would be great to have seen you here, but everyone needs a day off. How about spending it watching an absolute, an absolute shambles? Yes, a classic shambles.
Oh, and round goes Griffin Gardner into the first chicane, trying desperately to get it back on circuit, try and take people off, and release the brake, and everybody gets round. You tried, Griffin. Being a mobile chicane sometimes doesn't pay off.
No, it certainly doesn't. Sometimes people treat you as an actual chicane, as Callaway jumps into the pits.
Galloway jumps into a battle right now, but we've seen Van Beek in, Noah in. Dane Warren still waiting and waiting for a very long time. I think he's just given up hope, so we'll just ignore him there on the inside. We'll go 1970 style with our safety measures. He's still in the car. Yeah, you're free to crash into him at 200 miles an hour there or thereabouts. That's big off there, and that is going to be, I have no idea. Straight on you go, Chris Skinner. So Skinner's really struggling with the brakes as they all look to try and slow it down. Hruska goes sideways, there's contact with Galloway in the McDonald's machine. Yes,
and now Hruska almost gets a leg up on Riley Blythe, but gets the power down nice and easy. Oh, goodness, this is some mad jostling as Hruska into the pits. Yes, and Galloway and Blythe still going side by side. Zach Buchanan, Chris Skinner, and Griffin Gardner all embroiled in that fight on circuit right now. Billy Van Beek stopped in the pits at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of drivers stopped in pit road. And remember, a fast repair doesn't fix everything. You may still have steering damage or things relating to that. Currently 10th was Riley Blythe, who is now trying to hold off Buchanan and Gardner and Skinner. And it's not going to be a case of you can all stop. But right now, the front two are 1.7 seconds apart. And you're keeping an eye on this, aren't you, Reese?
Yes, I am. Zach Buchanan in the representing the racetrack design subreddit in the Herman Tilke Banter bus. He's doing very well to not completely bleb it around here, but you can't escape Road Atlanta Club sometimes.
No, you can't, but look at where Walsh is. Walsh is trying to go for the strategy of lap everyone. There were only 14 on the leading lap just a moment ago, and that's certainly going to come down with Dave Walsh trying to play strategy.
Van Beek. That's Van Beek going straight ahead there at the chicane, trying some interesting position-taking tactics. Oh, he's cleared the slowdown.
Oh my God, and Zenkowski around, and through the middle goes Dave Walsh. They try to make a roadblock,
and smashed into Dane Warren.
Wow.
Okay. I don't think there was any doubt as to his intentions there.
I don't think there was either. He just went straight on. Right, if you're going to be sat there on the exit, I'm just going to go into your door, and wham! Into the door he goes. And Van Beek now looking like a hipster, vaping his way around the circuit.
Vape Nash, Billy Van Beek, and as my headset comes off my head, back on. No smoking, Billy. This is a no smoking zone.
Oh, it's an all-smoking zone at the moment. Dave Warren's engine will smoke. Stenberg's in once more. Zenkowski in on the lane as well. So Dave Walsh looking to try and put drivers' laps down. In fact, he's got 10th place a lap down now. Chris Skinner, 1 lap down. So this is a different game entirely. Dave Walsh has now put the top 9 out of contention as things stand. In trouble as Corey Ott finds the wall again. No surprises.
Yeah, certainly not. I think at this point, every time we take a look at Corey Ott, we can just assume that he is not on the grey stuff in any kind of competitive capacity. Have a look at that car. He's absolutely busted the faces of you and Jay up, Jake.
Well, I have to say that it's an improvement on Jay's face, but I can't say the same for mine.
No.
Oh, it's there's contact. Keenan Couston and Thomas McMillan get involved, and McMillan takes a walk, and that is for 10th position as well. So a big scrap going on at almost the halfway stage.
Yes, indeed.
Bang!
So,
that's Billy Van Beek and McMillan.
Absolutely licked the stamp and sent.
I think Scapey on the front of that bonnet's going to have a headache, but aside from that, 7 on the leading lap there, and Griffin Gardner in that 7th place has just pitted. So Walsh trying everything here on strategy. You got Bo Albert, Phil Reed, Mitchell Welker, Aaron Galloway, all in that mix of trying to get themselves through. And look at how Farsi and Kusin have just psyched each other out as they went for the second chicane as Blythe gets overtaken by Rushka.
Yes, indeed. That was some pretty crazy psyching out as Riley Blythe now occupies 10th position. Fazzy has hit the wall. Oh, and Kusin and Rushka managing to slow down quite nicely and avoid that. But Enzo Fazzi is hanging the tail out down the back stretch as Rushka and Kusin are going to make it 3 wide coming into the chicane. Fazzi just cuts the nose off Rushka's car. Oh, a little bit of rear end contact. Oh, a little bit more rear end contact. And Fazzi
goes.
is still...
Oh, he's going to come back on.
He's actually come back on the circuit. Oh, he's going to get turned again. No. Oh, there we go. Krushka actually comes out the worst out of that. Oh, wow.
This is pure entertainment gold.
Kusen is the only car that hasn't pitted.
Well, he's playing the long game here, and I don't blame him right now. So that long game, we're seeing damage being a factor, tyres definitely being a factor as well. As Welker comes out in the middle of all of this, he gets a hip check from Griffin Gardner, as Gardner was 10th at the time, as they now all slow it back and into the wall there. Wham! Goes Griffin Gardner, desperately trying to hold on to things, and does.
Yes, indeed. And oh my lord, we got a few more cars out there with some fresh bodywork on them, so all is not lost for a few people. Oh, Welker, what are you? Oh, goodness me. Griffin Gardner and Marie Hrushka will want to leave him behind as fast as they possibly can. As Welker is actually 10th. Yes. Keenan Kusin, though. Oh, goodness me. Aero getting on his drifting game no matter what racing game he plays.
Well, you have to remember in this situation, Reese, that the closer that drivers get to each other, the more likely they are to make contact. And when you're closer to 10th position, the more that contact happens, the more you'll have to go down onto pit road. So this is the big worry that you have. Do you want to be near drivers and fighting, or do you want to run your own race as Billy Van Beek comes in once more to make a stop as Enzo Farsi goes very, very wide, gets it back on in front of the chicane Dane Warren. And, well, side by side, Gardner and Kusin. And that's going to put Kusin into 10th place. No, it's going to put Welker back still in 10th.
Yes, as Kusin breaks very early for turn 1 and Welker goes on through. You can see that that Kusin is actually playing a very sensible, safe game here. And who knows if that pays dividends for him in the future. He's actually occupying 10th place right now. But he's got Riley Blythe and Josh Nowak behind him.
And a wreck in front.
Yeah, that's it. We know what's probably going to happen here. Enzo Fazzi actually having to let Griffin Gardner back by. Another mistake from Fazzi. But Kusin will be looking in his rearview mirror at those two same liveried cars thinking, oh my goodness. Incident point leader.
We got Corey Ott, who leads that one on 112. 112. He's looking for a moral victory here today.
He certainly is. Goodness.
Oh,
wow. Oh, Keenan going straight on at the chicane.
And look at how it checks up because there's been a spin as well. 3 wide it will go. Make sure Nowak doesn't get involved. Nowak or Hrushka out of the way. Lovely work. But this is the big train that goes on for about 5th or 6th, all the way back to about God knows.
Yeah, God knows indeed. That's basically the answer to every question that can be asked about this race. Dane Warren has actually made his way back.
Another good offer going backwards. And they've got Billy Van Beek.
Oh dear. This is fantastic. Beautiful stuff as they come down the hill. What is Billy going to do here?
Nowak's trying to go backwards into pit road. This is fantastic.
All right. Let's see how well he does. I've got my board ready with a score on it. All right. I'm gonna wait until he gets into his box.
Oh, he's in the fence.
Sparks flying. Sparks flying.
Well, those in the office will be deciding to take a sick day as they don't want to get involved in any incident at all. As Welker getting side by side with Jeremiah Morton. Morton gives him the check, and Welker takes to the gravel. Grass involved there as Welker looks to come back on. Will he get a piece then of Riley Blythe? No, he won't. So for now, this is the closest thing to come we've had a little bit.
It certainly has, but it can all go off at one particular corner, and that can be any corner at all on this circuit. Blythe covering from Welker and just smashing right into it. Thomas McMillan living up to the name of McPleb as usual, and Kurt Stenberg is going to go on through into turn one. I think team orders at Pleb Sim Sport.
Team orders needed as Dane Warren's got going, and that's a worrying sight. He's put himself 10 laps down, so 10 laps down. Dane Warren's gone, go on, I can win from here now. As there's contact in front, round you go, son. And there we see Riley Blythe getting put into the dirt once more as Fazi stops it, trying to get back into 10th position. And for the moment,
Enzo's manually disconnected. Shame.
Oh no. Shame.
Shame.
Shame. You're halfway through and you're Shane Buchanan getting into the rear there with Stenberg. I am disappointed. And remember, Stenberg is a lap in front of all of these drivers, so Stenberg's got a lot of work to do to get back to the Magic 10.
Yeah, he certainly does. It's funny how, you know, it's only in times like this that we think you have to go back in positions to be the in the best position possible. Hearing requests for a competition caution.
No, I think things are good right now.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're good at the moment.
No, I think we are good, says myself, as things look to keep on going. We may see a comp caution come out maybe with 10 minutes to go. We're not too sure. We're going to review things later. The best thing about Maxx Bantz is we're the stewards as well, so we get to say, do we want a comp caution? Or we can debate it out with the audience as well.
Yeah, we certainly can. You have a window into the steward's room, race control, and the commentary booth all in one. We are the best value pack in sim racing at the moment.
Oh, value for money right now. This is probably the greatest value for the no money spent on this. But right now you're seeing Kusin going straight on, Rushka going straight on, Gardner going straight on at the big 180-degree sweeper at the chute. He does well to hold that together, actually. That could have gone very, very wrong as round goes Jeremiah Morton. Yeah, and they're going to have to contend with him here, and Keenan just holding on. But Morton back to 10th, but Griffin Gardner actually slowing down so that he holds 10th position. So we're already seeing some gamesmanship here at the halfway point of the race. It's starting now. It is starting now. Gamesmanship is in full force. Keenan, yes. Straight on again, looking to take the slow down. And, well, it's a bold strategy. And, in fact, it's going to go down onto the lane. Welker goes wide to allow Buchanan to go through. You've got to have your eyes on a swivel. We've said this already, but every position you can now keep an eye on. Where has Kessie come from? Kessie was a lap down very early on, and suddenly he's 10th. Yeah. Anyone up for some PUBG, he says on the rear bumper, but anyone up for 10th place? Possibly him. We'll see what happens, but coming back down into the S's, he's got a couple of battlers up ahead and a few behind. Griffin Gardner really itching to get by him here. He's going for the move, and already there he goes. Another car around too. Here we go. Another pile up in the S's. Oh, a big pile up in the S's this time, and more will look to go through as there's more contact. Even more Riley Blythe certainly getting involved. So now you're seeing these big pile-ups, and they only get more and more aggressive as this race goes on. 3 vehicles now on the leading lap as Bo Albert has taken a pit stop for a good minute. And look at that, around goes Morton, almost up on his lid, thanks to Dane Warren, who is just there to cause carnage. He definitely is, and oh goodness me, Morton only just managing to avoid Galloway, who was just spinning around there. Oh, and Stenkoski off as well as Rushka goes sideways, looking for an opportunity, and round goes Stenkoski as Corey Ott decides to go upwards in the incident limit count as he now hits 144, the third one of only 3 drivers to go over 100 so far this event. That's got to count for something, surely. He can get a gold star.
What about a brown star?
That's more meme worthy.
Brown star for Corey Ott.
Well, if you're going to get that dirty, well, you know, that's the way it goes. But, well, right now, you got Krushna in his own little scrap. This one looking for 10th position. Well, Hrushka right now in this scrap with Ridey Blythe through the middle. Oh, my goodness. Corey, where did you come from?
We can't go under it. We can't go over it. We'll have to go through it.
Oh, yes, we will. As Ott now is just deliberately trying to cause carnage. But I don't blame him here. That just makes this event more exciting as Gardner. And look at that, cars around. Yes, you're right. As that is, that's Buchanan going around.
Yep. Oh, yeah, Buchanan. And he's come off the worst out of that little pack up in front. So,
good work, Jeremiah.
Yes, incredible. As Hrushka now resumes 10th position, Jeremiah Morton struggling with some damage in his car. And all of these drivers are going to have... Whoa, goodness.
That's Sinkowski getting a bit of Ott.
Wow.
And now look at this. It is a parking lot.
Simply
down
fantastic.
At turn 13, it's
car
a
park at
parking lot.
Disneyland. Oh, goodness me.
Oh, yes, indeed. Kusan comes out of pit road. Warren came in. McMillan came in. Oh, it was fantastic. And now we got 4 diving down onto the lane with damage as Gardner goes straight on. Engine blows.
Move done into the pits.
Kessie now is deciding he wants to vape.
Yes, he certainly does. And, well, I don't know what flavor that is. Motor oil, probably. As Riley Blythe is now 10th. Reminder, in the Maxx Bantz online store, we are now selling motor oil flavored vape juice. What you got to do is just send us your credit card details, all of them, and we will get that to you very soon.
Keenan Kusan has just put help, and no, we will not.
Goodness.
But we're heading up towards 20 minutes to go in this event. Of course, Dave Walsh setting the pace at the front of the field, but not technically leading this one. I think he's... Yeah, does he actually remember the 10th win series?
I don't know. I honestly
even
don't
put
know.
a reminder in for him, 10th wins.
You did, yeah. I mean, surely he even watched my my preview video. Otherwise, he wouldn't have known about the event.
I know, right? And they were fantastic videos as well. And I think that we're certainly proving that this event is probably one of the great events now that we're going to see on week 13 tradition. But it's breaking Jay Kennedy in the booth as well as things stand. So we're going to keep this one going right now as there's more spinners. That's Hrushka letting through Josh Nowak. But as quickly as you get aggressive, as quickly as it goes away, now they're starting to get put 2 laps down here, Reese.
Yeah, this is concerning me. We haven't got long left to go in this race. I think the better part of 20 minutes to go, thereabouts. Riley Blythe still in 10th place at the moment. What is Dave Walsh going to do?
What is Dave Walsh going to do? And, well, I've just found something out that's very, very useful that I've done. I've disabled cautions.
Oh. Right.
We're not going to get a comp caution. I've disabled caution.
Sorry, guys. It's done. Pack up.
I legitimately just went to try and throw a caution and it wouldn't let me. It's, the racer's caution flag's disabled. Well, GG. But,
wonderful.
Okay.
I think you'll get the brown star, Sperry.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that one. Yep. You blew it. But right now, Blythe has got Phil Reed trying to put a lap down. But right now, Blythe and Skinner, this is the scrap for the top 10. Behind that, it's a long wait for McMillan, who's in the fence.
Oh, yes, he is. And wow, that's not
a
good position to be in.
No,
Yeah,
not on his own.
Huh?
Got help. That was Corey Ott giving him a turn, and he was straight into the fence. Not only was he straight into the fence, he's stuck in the fence.
Yeah, he's actually looks like he's unable to get out of there. Oh yeah, he's getting a little bit of help here from Josh Nowak. Oscar Maldonado, Week 13 World Championship. I like the sound of that. Oh,
Stenberg's coming to help.
Well, McMillan's gone. He escaped, I think.
Well,
Either that or-
well, yeah, he's had to. He's had no choice.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless
that's
he was
fine.
pushed outside of the track limits and he was just bounced back to the pits.
Well, it can happen just as quickly. But right now, cars around and there. Whoa!
What
Billy Van
a-
Beek, Phil Reed from third. Riley Blythe takes a piece of it.
Oh,
And Phil Reed, well,
He
he
actually
needed that.
he is stuck. Phil Reed is stuck.
Oh,
So now
no.
he goes back to the pits. He's going to have to wait for that tow.
It could help him, though.
It
It could
could.
put him inside the top 10. It could put him that lap down. It's vital for where they need to be. And it's just going to be vital for the race itself. So there's a big scrap behind Walsh at the moment. Kusin, Senkowski, and all the rest of them. Bo Albert in there as well, who's in 4th position of all things.
Yeah, so Bo dealing with quite a bit of lap traffic here as I'm noticing another Vapor up going into the pits. That's Billy Van Beek once again.
And a lot in the
Oi, oi.
pits. Morton in the pits. Galloway in the pits. Blythe in the pits. Everybody now trying to go, what's the biggest advantage I can have? Phil Reed is now in 10th position, but that can all change in the blink of an eye as Mary Roosh goes through, Gardner goes through. This is going to be a long, long day as everyone will need to find a way to get themselves going in the last 19 minutes of this event.
Yes, indeed. And Phil Reed is going to lose 10th place, I think, very, very soon. Morton's got it now, so he's still out on track. Morton and Blythe currently on screen. This is for 10th position. This is for the winning position, Jake, and both of these guys are just holding on by a thread. Who is going to be the first to completely pleb it?
Well, we will see. Right now, Riley Blythe has played the game early at the front, moved back to the middle, and has been trying to play that middle game for as long as possible. In terms of where Dave Walsh is in comparison, he's put them 2 laps down. So now we got more 10th positions as we keep going. It's going, and round goes Senkowski. He goes for a spin with Morton.
Morton has spun him, and here we go. Oh, no! Oh, goodness. So, more contact being made here. The lead car in this pack is 10th place, and that is currently Jeremiah Morton, who is leaving them in the dust. Oh, and actually going for the pits, and Senkowski is going to follow him in.
Yep, and out then stays Riley Blythe, which will give him the 10th position as Chris Skinner actually looking to come out of pit road. This is the battle for 10th going on, so Blythe will get past. So Chris Skinner now moves into 10th position. Who is going to put their name with illustrious memers such as David Haynes to get their name on the WinRAR trophy? The back of it, we can't put it on the front, there's not enough room. But for now, it seems that this race is going to come down to who's going to have the biggest guile in the last 18.
That's exactly right. Dave Walsh, still a huge amount of time in front. Kurt Stenberg, not too far behind though, 23 seconds. I'm still waiting on what these guys are going to do. It's so interesting seeing what kind of strategy they are going to employ in these final minutes.
Grushka goes straight on at the chicanes. And there's a bottleneck now with McMillan as Mitchell Welker looking to hold this off. This one for 5th, and then there's the 15th, 16th battle going on with that as well. So you've got Griffin Garner there in 9th as well, and he's holding off Buchanan, who's been overtaken. Blythe trying to slow down with Skinner, as you've got also in the mix Aaron Galloway.
Yeah, so these guys all embroiled in the pack now. This is the battle for 10th. So Blythe is currently in 10th place, and have a look at Zach Buchanan trying to slow down here, brake checking.
That's not going to work if they all stop, because then others will come into the mix as well. Stenberg coming up on this one. This is going to be worrying for Stenberg. He's going to try and thread the needle. 3 wide. 3 wide twice. He gets through. They use the strategy to go, let me through. They all go through it, so Stenberg goes through it all. And now the battle for 10th continues as Blythe gets past Galloway, and that one's still for 10th.
Yes, indeed. So Galloway now in 10th place, and Riley Blythe lets him back through.
Good let through. Here comes Kessie onto the scene, and well, he'll want to get in on the mix of this. He wants 10th position, so You can't go too quick here, but you can't go too slow because everyone's going to go too slow then. Into the pits comes a smoking Bo Albert. This will drop him back a lap.
It certainly will, which is probably strategic.
Oh, yes, it is. This is the stage where you start getting strategic. And for the leaders, if they decide to slow things down, those laps, which are ticking off at about 120 at a time, they'll suddenly turn to 3-minute laps, 4-minute laps. It's going to be a long, long hold. No one wants to be the wooden spoon who wins this race.
No, certainly not. Chris Skinner, still going side by side with Zachary Buchanan into the final turn. Riley Blythe is still the man that holds 10th place. Christopher Kessie trying his best to keep in contact with him. But Kessie now 10th place as Griffin Gardner goes into the pits. So now you can see Riley Blythe trying to just let him by here. But all these guys are just going to continue on in this line. They got a bit of traffic though. Aitor Sintes Galindo is back in the session. He escaped shame. Oh well, he is, yes, only half shame.
Half shame. Okay.
Yeah.
It's
shame.
like a half elf, but better.
Yes.
But you're seeing now on the brakes.
Oh,
right
God.
now. Goodness me, we've got him. We've got Jay in hysterics, but Kessie in a scrap. Rushka gonna give the bump. So
Rushka's in 10th place.
Keep going. Keep going. Look at all these people in front. They've got to stop. They've all got to slow it down. Albert's got to slow it down. They've all got to slow it down. And remember, there's 15 minutes left in this one.
Yeah, there certainly is. And everyone's coming together on track in this one moment in these final 15 minutes of the race. Oh, we got a car spun. That's, who is that? That's Aitor. So he's managed to let them all go at once.
Welker's in the pits. So now Welker will try and get in on the strategy play. Position yourself. Get yourself in best play. Neil Senkowski in the mix. Blythe is there. Rushka in 10th. 11th is Blythe. 12th is Senkowski. Now Blythe up into 10th thanks to Welker. Welker behind by a bit, but he'll use that to close up in the later stages. Now Rushka, who's in 9th, decides to push through on Kessie up into 8th position. So now it's about pick your poison.
Yeah, exactly right. I get the feeling like when you, if you're too far ahead of, oh goodness, what is going on there? Zachary Buchanan around, and we got 3 cars around now, and everyone. And you're not going to see any ARCA brakes here, Jake. You're going to see people try and slow down to maintain their proximity to 10.
What are you talking about? These are ARCA brakes.
Oh, well, I mean, like, Kessie now in 10th place. Gardner now in 10th place. So these guys
now 10th place.
Oh, my Lord.
It changes 3 times in the space of a corner. Rushka moves past Kessie. Also moving past Kessie there is Bo Albert, who is 3rd position and still looking to push through as there goes Aitor straight on. There's the bottleneck. Albert gets turned.
Oh, there we go. And Aitor, he let all these people by a lap ago. He finds himself right in the thick of it again. Riley Blythe and Marie Hrushka going side by side here. Hrushka now in 10th place. Spun! Hrushka spun! And Blythe manages to continue on. Oh, Bo Albert drifting his way past Marie Hrushka. Oh, Bo, what are you doing, Bo?
Wound. He's trying to take people with him, and he's not going to get anyone. And there goes Aitor straight on into the fence. This is fantastic. 100 people watching on YouTube. Not surprised. This is the greatest entertainment Week 13 will ever manage to give you. As Welker is Cannon in on the road. And now, look at how it slows up. You've got 5 looking to go into this chicane. And Rushka just giving a bit of room there. Blythe's playing the strategy game. I'll get out of your way. I'll try everything to get 10th.
Yes, indeed. Oh, he is 10th now. So it continues on.
And Zenkowski around at the end of the shoot. And Corey Ott on instant update will get this. 182! Gardner gets a big tank. Ow. And he gets turned around. Everyone avoids it. 182 right now for Corey Ott. And it's 158 for Thomas McMillan in 2nd place. And Griffin Gardner is somehow still in 10th position, I think. But now this is just going to slow the entire train back down again. as we are getting the 10-minute warning.
Yes, Nils
Walsh is in the
Sedkowski is actually in 10th place at the moment. Who's pitted?
Walsh is in the pits. That
Oh.
allows Stenberg into the lead. Now, I wonder here if Walsh decides now to pit and wait 2 laps.
Yeah. Yeah, this could get interesting. I'm going to maintain a 30-second pit stop so far. See if he gets going again. Hrushka in the pits.
And round is Buchanan in 13th. Hrushka in, Blythe on the lane as well. So Skinner also in. Hrushka, of course, pitting fresh tyres. Everybody now looking to make the last stop available. 49 minutes 54 it was last. The Blythe is now in 10th as round goes round.
Now
Ott
Buchanan
goes around
in 10th.
I can't get words out. Buchanan now 10th position. You got Skinner chasing, Hrushka chasing, Welker's chasing. Right now, Buchanan's got to run for the borders, but Nowak is 4 laps down in front, and Kessie will be trying to slow this all.
Yes, he will. Kessie, he's just being very cautious through the turn coming onto the back stretch. Oh, the lap time difference now, they're like 40 seconds off the pace, these people.
Now look at Walsh. He's deliberately trying to be slow. He's let through Stenberg. He's lost the lap. Stenberg's the only man on the leading lap leading this event. He said he wanted to win. Not quite like this, I don't think. Walsh is going to play the slow game for the last 10 minutes. Paced behind Stenberg. This is where things start to get worrying.
Yeah, so we got another car around. Isaac Edwards coming together with Billy Van Beek. That could put things a little astray. No, looks like they've managed to get together cleanly.
Yeah, as they look to keep going. Now you wonder here, how do you race this one? Gardner's in, Albert's in. This is now a case of get yourself into the prime position. Buchanan came across the line in 10th, but Bo Albert comes out in the magic position of 10th place. And look at this, it's a 6-car pack. As now Hrushka will desperately try and get past, and does, into 10th, sideways. Blythe trying to let through. Blythe now moves into 10th. Contact from behind, as now Albert wants 10th back.
Yes, he does. And Hrushka, what is she going to do in the midst of all of this? Blythe is currently in a sandwich between Skinner and Nowak. Blythe, sorry. Oh! There we go.
And no love lost between teammates. That was Albert versus Blythe.
Oh, wow. That is just insane. Former teammates at Evolution Racing Team. Albert just didn't care whatsoever. Looked to me like Riley Blythe just jumped down. Blythe is now 10th, though, and everyone is slowing down, trying to maintain this position.
Oh, that is a
car
turn.
in the wall. That's Thomas McMillan. Oh, down in 15th position, and also touches back around.
Oh, and there's more turning. Around
no.
goes Welker in that, and this is going to be dangerous here. As round goes Bo Albert. They're coming out. He tried to jump the chicane and trying to slow the slow down. You also got Buchanan who's slowed, trying to get back into position, as well as another spun vehicle as well. That's Billy Van Beek.
Oh, Van Beek. Oh, Van Beek, just chaos here.
Oh, bang!
Oh, wow! That car was airborne.
And Stenberg picks from the lead.
Drivers are setting lap times in the 1 minute 14s as Buchanan is 10th. Now, what is Stenberg going to do?
Slow it right down. That's all you can do. Walsh needs to slow. Reed needs to slow. The likes of Galloway, Sinkowski, Morton needs to slow. Now look at the bottleneck.
Walsh has stopped.
Yeah, Walsh has stopped on circuit. Hrushka gets turned.
Oh, there we go. It's another... Oh, Kessie is now 10th. We're just getting constant updates on the positions here. There's a proper train here. And another car around in the S's. That is Mitchell Welker. Once more. And
Kessie.
Here we go.
Hold it. Held it. Almost 4 wides. They go through the chute. This is fantastic. They're 2 wide. They're 2 wide, 4 deep.
They're only going 100 kilometers an hour here.
It doesn't matter. It's do or die. And almost round goes McMillan once more. Into the middle, bang goes Corey Ott. He doesn't care. Wow.
Oh,
More
no.
contact. This is
Oh.
fantastic. As him when I tour. This is like playing Skittles. This is fantastic. And forget this. Forget this. This is fantastic.
This is,
Now you've got the lap
God.
traffic starting to play havoc. This is what everything boils down to. Maxx Bantz at its finest as they look to try and get back out.
I'm done. I'm done, Sperry. I'm done.
Remember,
I'm finished.
Stenberg has the lead in this event in quotations. He can choose to get it towards the end. Remember, this race is 1 hour. At the end of 1 hour and Stenberg crossing the line, this race is over. And McMillan now into 10th position. Stenberg crosses the line. He's now given himself 4 minutes on the clock, plus when Stenberg crosses the line, and it's a parking lot at the S's.
Oh, my Lord. This is...
Now get this strategy in. Get this strategy in your
Yes.
book here, Reese.
Yeah.
Stenberg leads this one. Now you have McMillan follow Stenberg.
Yeah, that's it. That's exactly
It's-
right.
It's
Oh.
as simple as that. You get the pace back going again, and you look to push. Everyone's still trying to slow. Some drivers going a bit too quick. In comes Keenan Kusin, who was 15th, probably out of this one. Galloway picks from 3rd position.
Oh,
Skinner picks from
Nowak
16th.
again.
And Nowak again running into issues as that back stretch is now proving to be Death Alley.
Oh, it certainly is. I think we've seen more destruction in that single piece of track than in any other piece, as Blythe is still in 10th place here, and Josh Nowak.
Spin.
Oh,
That's Welker. And Welker's gone so far back that he should come back into 10th place. Or further.
Oh,
Now
Griffin
Griffin Gardner.
Gardner.
So now it's 3rd back. Slow it down. Everybody needs to slow this one down. Stenberg, who is just there, is putting laps on the field. They
Oh.
need to get behind Stenberg.
yeah, they do, and Nils Sedkowski is trying to spin.
And Stenberg's
Griffin
not doing
Gardner.
it.
Oh,
Stenberg's trying to not do it. This
He-
is fantastic. He's slowing
Yeah.
down now.
this is gamesmanship, proper gamesmanship happening right now. I don't know.
Oh, this-
I don't know whether to make head or tail of this.
Don't. This is Maxx Bantz. And
Oh.
simply put, there is no logic needed. Dave Walsh looking to slow it down. Everyone looking to slow it down. Phil Reed currently in 2nd place right now. He's
Stenberg!
going to put it up.
Stenberg's
And
stopping!
Stenberg, he's stopping to try and get McMillan there into the lead. That's about right, isn't it?
I like how that's a subconscious thing for you now, Sperry.
It is. I've been conditioned. But now it
Oh.
all slows. Now, and Stenberg escaping to the pits. Now we have no idea how this race is going to end. And wham! There's McMillan getting involved. There's no way to do this. Parking lot at the 2nd chicane.
Yeah. Oh, but they got to all keep moving though. McMillan now in 10th spot, but for how long? Buchanan is in 10th, and now he's getting forward a few more position. Welker's in 10th place now. Now Blythe, it's just changing. I'm going to give up relaying that information because it just keeps changing.
Van Beek around, Kessie around as well, trying to slow everything down. This is the scrap 10th or 6th, all the way back to about 16th as round goes Isaac Edwards in the pack as well. The pack is scary. Round goes Walsh turning Skinner. Everybody now looking to jostle for position. And Stenberg is going to sit and he's going to wait. And an hour will expire, but he will be on his white flag lap. But nobody else will. So he's going to try and slow it down to get to 10th place. Somebody at some stage has got to cross the line. This one's going longer than an hour. I'm telling you this now.
Oh yeah, it certainly is. It's not. It's certainly not going to end here. It's an absolute traffic jam at the chicane now, and wow,
Roadblock.
there's cars everywhere. The track is actually blocked. Game
Oh,
over,
they
man.
get
Game
through.
over.
They just get through. Remember,
Oh.
they've got unlimited fast repairs and they're right next to the pit so they can get out and charge their way back through. Albert trying to slow
Oh.
it, stops McMillan in his tracks, and Buchanan gets a piece. So now, question yourself, where do you go? As Kessie looking to slow things down. The flag has not come out yet. Stenberg has not yet got to the line. He's looking to slow it down. Everybody is looking for a way to get past. And this race could go on for a very, very long time yet.
It could. Blythe currently in 10th place here. Oh goodness me. Oh, wait, Corey Ott in 10th?
Wow! Where did he come from? He's got the most incidents all race, and he's intense.
Oh, it's changing still. Jeremiah Morton in 10th place. This pack of cars, they're all jostling for that one position as Dave Walsh now takes it.
Well,
Now
this
Kessie.
is massive. Kessie into 10th position. Everything relies on staying 10th. The thrill, the allure, the prestigious WinRAR trophy awaits whoever finishes 10th, and they all want it. You can see 12, 15 drivers all working for 10th.
Oh, this is art. This is art. It's incredible.
My steering is literally 90 degrees to the left, says Bo Albert. That's what it means. The vehicles are damaged. And remember, 4 laps to go. Welker looking now at 10th position. And now just keep an eye on things because still Stenberg waits.
Yes, he does. This is proper strategic waiting from Stenberg.
The retook the long circuit, still got out ahead.
Oh my lord. This has turned into exactly the kind of event I thought it would be. They're going 50 kilometers an hour down the back stretch.
It's like that cycling race at the beginning. You just wait for things to go. You wait, you even stop and make things happen. This is crawling, but this is entertaining crawling down the back stretch towards the chicane.
Yeah, and drivers are bumping each other, trying to spin each other. That's Keegan around. Keenan, sorry, what am I saying? Morton is currently in 10th place. Now Kessie.
Remember, the more they spin, the more they're going to slow each other up. As now Gardner looks to try and insert the pace. Someone's got to insert the pace, but they can't afford to go too far forward. And still, Stenberg waits. Stenberg goes.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting. Stenberg crawling along at about 50 kilometers an hour.
They made a roadblock. They made a roadblock at the bridge.
Oh my
this
god.
is glorious.
They're actually staying like that. Oh, well, one of them's going.
They decided, no, we can't do that, but some are. So now there is a siege at the bridge. This is fantastic. Get down, Suzuki Bridge. This will go down. There will be flashbacks, Reese, about this bridge.
There will be. Joe Walsh. Currently Griffin Gardner now
third.
Oh, Griffin Gardner sliding and spinning. So now resuming 10th is Riley Blythe. Oh,
Yeah,
there
Riley...
we go. He's almost gotten spun by Keenan. There we go. And it's flipping on the front straight. Riley Blythe absolutely airborne. He just kept getting hit down the
Limbo. But still, those who pitted, Bo Albert came in, McMillan came in. They're going to come out, and they're still going to be there. He's doing this one backwards now. This is fantastic.
My life is pain.
And Stenberg waits.
Welker
in 10th. And remember, they're all trying to get onto the leading lap. At some stage, they're going to come back to the leading lap here. This will be the last lap next time by for all of them. We've got 17 now, or 16 one lap down. They've all got to get there. They've all got 2 laps to go, apart from Stenberg, who's on his final lap, but is waiting and still waiting.
Yeah, Stenberg currently
with Ott.
with Corey Ott. And where on earth are they? I don't even know where they are.
I tell you where they are. You know where to shoot it. It's the other layout. And there they are waiting. So they're just going to hold the weight. I think Ott's just going to hold Stenberg up as they go through once again. And Kusan decides that, okay, I've gone through too much. I'm going to go backwards for a bit.
Yeah. Excellent stuff, Keith. Oh, the speed of this pack has now dropped to about 35 kilometers an hour. The white flag has still not flown for these guys. It probably will very soon. Next lap. Next lap it's going to be. So everyone touring around at absolutely pedestrian speeds. There's not as much... Oh, wait, there we go. Oh, they got up to 60 k's an hour. Absolutely blistering pace.
Wow. It's like watching a Fiat race. They're going up to 60 k's an hour. But now you can still see just how tough it is. You got everyone still jostling for 10th. Drivers going backwards, trying to make things happen. It's almost like one of those Dutch reverse races you're watching here, Reese.
Yeah, it certainly is. This is something that you won't see anywhere else on iRacing. Isaac Edwards, for very good reason, our director interjects. The usual traffic jam at the tunnel as Kessie assumes 10th position here. I'll have a look at Keenan, though. Trying to overtake around the outside, going backwards. No.
There's tactical pitters. Skinner's going to pit. Senkowski's going to pit. Albert's going to pit. Out comes Aitor Sindez as well. That's not going to be helpful. But now keep an eye on this. This is the white flag lap now. Stenberg is trying to get himself to the final corner. And that's going to mean that this is it. Stenberg can't afford to win this one. This is the white flag lap. This is the final lap. Stenberg does not want first at all. Nor does Corey Ott. Nor does Phil Reed, Jeremiah Mortar and co. So now hold your breath.
Yes. 0-3 currently in 10th place. That
will be it. Stenberg's crossed the line.
Yeah, that's it.
So Stenberg's over the line, but I think now, because he didn't cross the line, I think now that's the white flag lap potentially.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on.
The race ain't over. So Stenberg's now on his white flag lap. I can say that now. Stenberg's on the white flag lap, so they got another lap of this yet.
Yes, they have, and Stenberg is going full chat down through the S's. I think he's going to stop at the final corner. Skinner in 10th place now.
I think he wants to lap everyone except McMillan.
Yeah. Thus ensuring that McMillan has a good chance of...
Well, he's a little bit too far for that, and just looking at him, he's slowing it back down again because he knows that he's trying to incite the pace, but the pace ain't coming. Where is Phil Reed in all of this? He's heading himself through the S's section on lap 43 of his event. Stenberg on lap 43, leading this one. More wrecking as Gardner gets around. Walsh currently holding 10th position as there's 5 looking to go through. Don't go down the inside. Don't make mistakes. We still wait for the white flag. We still wait for the checker to come out as well. This is fascinating. It's just a waiting game. Keep going and keep trying to find tethers. Whoa! Straight across goes Ott into the wall.
Oh, goodness me. Have a look at that. Keenan Kusin still completing entire laps going backwards. I take my hat off to you, Aero.
Well, it's 2 minutes. There's 2 minutes. The checker flag comes out. This is everything here. 2 minutes. You've got to get going now. You've got to get yourself to 10th. Everything now depends on it here. Time is of the essence.
That's it. Oh, goodness me. It's a traffic jam at the start-finish area.
It's Phil Reed, isn't it? Phil Reed's going to come and win he's going to come finish first. So everyone now, Phil Reed's going to try and lap everyone. Reed's now caught in the mess as well. You've got to get through. That's it. You just got to get through.
Yeah, you can't.
You've got to get through and finish the event. And now you can't just walk away. You're not going to get over the line. It's just a complete cluster. Someone's going to take 10th at the end.
Oh, my God. Oh, who was that? It's Keenan Kusin.
A minute. No, it's still going. They still got a minute 13. They're not on the same lap. Remember it. They're not on the same lap. So they've got to keep going. They've got to charge. You can see they're still going up the straight. They've got a minute here. They're not going to finish the race. It's he who goes furthest. This is everything. 1 minute remains. The checkered flag is out, and it might just have to be who goes 1 lap down. When does this end? It ends with 50 seconds left to go, and somebody waiting. Reed's waiting to win. He's not going to wait too long, though. And look at the pile-up. Everybody now, inch by inch, yard by yard, trying to find a push, trying to get 10th place. And now you hold, you wait. Blythe in 10th position, and Blythe's going to go. Blythe's going to go sit with Skinner and Albert, and now they've got to get up to it. McMillan in 11th, Walsh there in 12th. You got to get going. 20 seconds on the clock. You got to get going. Albert now trying to change positions. Rushka's waiting as well, wanting 10th. Now everybody holds up once again, and more spinning in the back. That's Senkowski once more, as everybody now scrapping for 10th position. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Mad scramble. Turn people around. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
race over.
Walsh.
Walsh.
Walsh did it.
No, I got Kusen. I got
Yeah, I've got
Kusen.
Kusen too.
Keenan Kusen is the winner of Maxx Bantz II Sim Racing Boogaloo.
What a wow! What a run, man! That's incredible.
Wow.
I'm speechless.
The race finishes 1 hour, 10 minutes, 40 seconds. This was an hour race. It went an extra 10 minutes because they wanted to get 10th place.
I've got Sperry. I have nothing to say.
You don't have to. I'll do the talking for you, buddy.
This is absolutely ridiculous, but wow. What an event this turned out to be. Keenan Kusen, your champion.
Well, he is the second Maxx Bantz winner. He puts his name on the WinRAR trophy, and he will go down in history. Official classified results then. Let's get them up on your screen right about now. They're not accurate at all, but I can tell you this now. Phil Reed would be classified as first, Kurt Stenberg second, Mari Ruchka third. Then it's Jeremiah Morton, Christopher Kessie, Aaron Galloway, Corey Ott, who actually wins the incident count, I do believe. He's on 250 incidents. He far beat everybody else for an hour. He finishes then in 7th position. Zach Buchanan 8th, Riley Blythe 9th. Keenan Kusen is your winner in 10th position.
Continuing on through the classified results, Chris Skinner was classified in 11th with Mitchell Welker in 12th. Bo Albert 13th in the end with Griffin Gardner in 14th. Top 15 rounded out by Neil Sentkovsky. Thomas McMillan in 16th. Dave Walsh in 17th after leading much of the race. And I say leading in the literal sense, as in position 1. Thomas McMillan, Josh Nowak in 18th place with Isaac Edwards in 19th. Top 20 rounded out by the chaos creator himself, Billy Van Beek.
And then you got those who failed to finish this one. And this is the list of shame, everyone. Enzo Farsi, Aitor, Sintez Galindo, Dane Warren, Ross Rizzo, Taylor Oakes, Elliot Doro, Dylan Shepherd, and Chris Fraser. Shame on all of thee. We're going to step aside, though, very briefly, because we're going to have interviews, and a lot of them after this. You don't just win these events, you have to fight for every last second to go get yourself the Maxx Bantz victory, a name on the prestigious WinRAR trophy. Reese Gardner, you have our winner who finished in 10th position in this event. You have Keenan Kusin.
Yes, Mr. Aero HD, you are the second Maxx Bantz Open champion. Welcome to the V8's online commentary box. How does it feel?
It feels like his mic's not working.
Yeah, it does. Well, that's unfortunate.
Maybe he's just so overcome with excitement and he has nothing to say.
This is true. I mean, like, honestly, and away he goes. Obviously needs to fix something up. But Keenan, our champion, oh man, I wonder, did he have any idea what was going on? We do have him back. Keenan, welcome.
Hey, are we working? Is it good?
Yes,
We're good.
it's good.
Hey,
We got you.
what just happened?
We were going to ask you.
What was the past 45 minutes of my life? It is 6:30 in the morning. What? Why?
Oh, well, either way, you won by finishing 10th. Did you have any idea what was going on at any point in those last 2 minutes once the checkered flew?
Zero. None at all. I just said I've been putting around by myself the whole time. Might as well do something entertaining. So I just threw it in reverse. And I started shoving people across. I was trying the whole race not to hit people. Realized that was a mistake about halfway through. Yeah, I don't know. I just started piling into people. I guess I just got punted across the line and I was lucky. But like, we did it.
We did it, Reddit.
Dale.
For Dale, yes. So, with this, you have gained the prestigious Microsoft Paint WinRAR trophy. So, I suppose that's a good one to add to your cabinet.
I mean, I'm gonna get it tattooed on my chest, but yeah, I guess that you can call that a cabinet if you want to.
What's your name?
sure.
Will Vincent?
Oh boy. Well, either way, Keegan, will we see you again in the next Maxx Bantz race?
I stayed up all day. I've been awake all day. I haven't slept yet, and it was 100% worth it. I'll 100% be back.
Excellent stuff. Hopefully, we get to chat with you in the commentary booth after that. Keenan Kusin, aka Mr. Aero HD, your Maxx Bantz II Sim Racing Boogaloo champion. Thanks for joining us.
Oh my god.
Wow.
I don't even know
So
why.
there's your champion. That's how things go. We're going to talk then to a few others then who want them their name in spotlights right now, I guess we'll say. We'll start with Bo Albert here. Bo, you had Jay on your vehicle. For the longest time, you were third in this event, but come the final racing, how do you strategize for that final sort of 15 minutes towards the end?
The best strategy, I think, is to throw everything you know about racing and throw it out the window and prepare for absolute carnage. I have no idea what just happened. I don't know what was happening at the front of my windshield, but I am terrified, in love, and what else can I say? That was incredible.
Well, it's 13th for you in the end, and a 13th, which saw more than its fair share of contact as this sort of event tends to invoke. But right now, for you, you were asking for a caution about 2/3 of the way through. Are you happy that a caution never came?
I think it was always going to close up quite a lot regardless, but caution would have made things interesting. But regardless, I think it turned out to be awesome in the end anyway. But I wasn't the only one calling for a caution. There was a few of us, but in the end, I think it all came worth it. And the final like 10 minutes of that race was just insane. And you didn't need a safety car because we were going at like a quarter of the safety car speed in the end.
Oh, yes, you were. And in terms of the way that event ended, you now know that once someone gets close enough to the line, you've got 2 minutes to get yourself over the line. So it became a case of inch by inch, yard by yard. How does that mentality come in? And how do you place yourself best for an inch by inch, yard by yard finish?
I think the best way to go about it, which I definitely did not do, the best way to go about it would probably be like staying on the grass or being very close to the wall where you're sort of out of the carnage. Unfortunately for us, there was, I believe, 28 cars in that race, and not a single one of them came up with that idea. We all met in the middle, and it was really just, try and find a gear and go any direction you could. And try and get to the finish line when you thought it would be P number 10 because you had no idea. The relative was going insane and it was so hard to tell where you were. So it was a lot of guesswork, but I'm sure if you thought about it long and hard and if you were smart about it, you could get it done. But that didn't happen for a single one of us.
No, it didn't. So Bo Albert then coming home in 13th position. Overall, what a fantastic event he's got. We're going to keep on going. Reese, I believe you found yourself with Dane Warren.
Yes, indeed, I have. Dane, welcome to the commentary box. That event, you ended up finishing 27 laps down, and you spent a lot of time at a standstill on the exit of the last corner. Was that a strategy play from you?
Well, I was hoping it was, but, you know, I got called up for dinner, went away for 15 or so minutes and came back and was multiple laps down, so probably didn't go to plan, but oh well.
Well, regardless, you had quite good pace, which I know is completely irrelevant to this event. So I'm just going to skip right over that and just go to the fact that you had, I guess, a race that could have been a lot better in many ways.
Well, coming into it, I was planning on beating old mate McMillan a couple more times than I did, so
Yeah.
I'm a little bit disappointed, but I still got Scott's, but he's not racing this weekend, is he?
Nah, and of course, punting someone in Scops is going to land you with quite a hefty penalty, unlike in this. So, unfortunately, Dane, you've missed your chance.
I have indeed.
Well, either way, it's going to be a 23rd place classification for you. Will you be back for Maxx Bantz III?
After this round, absolutely. I got to do a bit better next time for sure.
Well, of course, that all depends on what kind of crazy rulings Sperry and I come up with for the next Maxx Bantz event. So hopefully, you've already shown yourself to be quite an adaptable driver in other series. We'll see how you go in Maxx Bantz number 3. Dane, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
Sperry, next one.
Yes. Christopher Kessie joining us then in the commentary booth. Coming home in position number 5. Kessie, you're at the back for the beginning. You start to come back towards the end. Position 5, not ideal.
I think I went too hard on my comeback. It was pretty hard with everyone checking up, but yeah, it was really good fun. The bant levels were definitely really high, and it was good to get some. Sounds like I got some broadcast time with the flat chat livery on the front.
Well, you certainly did, and well, you got yourself into position, and you got yourself into a very, very nice position at that as well. You managed to find yourself looking to get through, but those sort of 20 minutes before the end, everyone gearing up for the event, the track getting slower and slower and slower. How do you combat that?
Well, I don't know. I was going side by side with Riley Blythe at about 70 k's an hour coming down the back straight. So, yeah, look, reality is I don't think there is any strategy that works. I think it was a ton of luck and a ton of crashes. I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
Well, you enjoyed it. So will you be back for the 3rd iteration of Maxx Bantz?
I think this time I'll bring a few more PRA and flat chat members to the Maxx Bantz.
Well, it looks like we're going to get ourselves a massive party then for the next iteration of Maxx Bantz. Christopher Kessie there joining us, finishing position number 5. Reese, I believe you have found yourself a Stenny.
I have found myself a Stenny, and Kurt Stenberg, position 2. If it were any other series on iRacing, I'd be saying congratulations, but unfortunately, it's not where you want to be.
No. Well, I tried, didn't I?
You certainly did. You were one of the main factors in the last half of the race, stopping on track for an extended amount of time, and it was you and Phil Reed that ended up kicking off that final scramble at the end. So, what was the plan?
Look, I didn't have a plan. I was just driving out there. I was going fast, sending it right out sideways, as you do. Bloody Mick Pleb was meant to win the race because he's back and he's my teammate. He's got to win the race for me. Can't even do that. So I just kept going, and then I realized with 5 minutes to go, oh shit, I'm 2 laps ahead. So just stop on the racetrack. Didn't realize the time was going to run out, and that was still going to happen. Like the race was still going to keep going. As soon as I realized that was the case, I thought, this is excellent. No one can finish 10th until I finish. So it was great.
Yeah, well, that ended up causing some of the most entertaining racing we've seen at V8s Online, which basically consists of 70 kilometer an hour, 35 kilometers an hour down the back stretch. Some drivers going backwards. So, at the end of all of that, did you ever think you had a chance at winning? I know you said you had a red hot go at it, but I don't know. Did you?
No, I didn't.
How much of it? Yeah.
I didn't think I had a chance. Like, to be honest, with how slow everyone was going, I saw how slow everyone was going. I just thought, oh yeah, I don't have a chance here, but I have a chance to make this race extremely entertaining in the position I'm in. So, but yeah, I don't think anybody else really knew what was going to happen at the end there either, with cars stopping when they're being lapped down. So it was definitely interesting.
Well, with that in mind, will we see you next time round? Repping the Pleb Sim Sport banner?
Yeah, somebody's got to represent.
Yeah, has to. I mean, it wouldn't feel like a true Maxx Bantz Open without you here, Stenny.
No, that's exactly right. We need our meme teams. We need the banter. We need, if Pleb Sim Sport's going to have a representative, it needs to be someone who can actually drive and finish a race. So
very true. No shade being thrown at all. Kurt Stenberg there. Thank you for joining us, Stenny. And the person whose shade is being thrown on, you have, Jake.
I do. I found Thomas McMillan. Thomas, a lot of shade being thrown on you. You went up against Corey Ott for the incident trophy, looking to get a brown star, but unfortunately, you didn't win that.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. I was going for the most incidents and the most shunts, but obviously that didn't work.
Well, you got yourself 221 in an hour and 10 minutes. Corey Ott wins on 250, but for you yourself, it was a day where you decided that brute force would be the tactic of the day, and ultimately it would backfire on you as you ended up coming home to a paltry 16th place finish. Just how did the end of the event go for you? Were you just out of position towards the finish?
Yeah, look, I was just trying to judge where 10th place was, and that was kind of impossible, so I was just sending it on everyone, shunting everyone, trying to find 10th, and I found 16th, so that's not ideal.
Not ideal, but the third iteration of Maxx Bantz. You've been here for every Maxx Bantz so far. Are you looking to continue your Maxx Bantz streak?
For sure. Pleb Sim Sport all the way, Scafey all the way. We're going to be back.
And, well, he was right out sideways a lot of the time, but right now, he is 16th position there. That is Thomas McMillan. Reese, you found yourself the incident king, though.
Yes, I have. And Corey Ott, I regret to inform you that we do not give prizes for incident counts.
Oh, you've hyped up everything, and it's unfortunate.
But you got to read the fine print, man. Come on. I mean, you're making a fool of yourself out there, but 250 incidents. How does it feel to be top of a terrible mountain?
Well, when you have the face of Jake Sperry and Jake Kennedy on your car, it is for sure certain that you should go out there and make the biggest pleb of yourself, and that's what I did. I accomplished something. I don't care if I didn't finish 10th. I got the most incidences. That's it.
Well, you finished 7th in the end of it. You were actually in proper contention for that coveted 10th place finish at one point. You were so close to. How does it feel to miss out on that?
Well, honestly, with 10 minutes to go, I was thinking, no, I'm not going to win this. I'm not going to get it. But to come close to it and nearly get it, something at least.
Well, with all of that said and done, I guess the final question on our minds is how many incidents will you be going for in Maxx Bantz 3? You got to set the bar high.
Well, I was complaining over chat during the whole race then about how many incidents people had, and I actually thought that I would clear people by over 100 incidents. So the bar's going to be set high next race, boys, and I think 300 will be a good target. That'll be a PB for anyone.
Shoot for the stars so that if you fall, you land on a cloud. Corey Ott joining us in the commentary box. Thank you very much for joining us. And Jake,
We're almost done.
the air is deflating me.
It is deflating you. Very quickly going to talk to Isaac Edwards then, who had a pretty miserable day at the back of the pack for the majority of this one. Isaac, 4 laps down, 19th. Just trying to survive out there?
Yeah, definitely. Just trying to get out of everyone's way, and being in everyone's way was yeah. It was a pretty crazy race. I'll tell you that.
Well, it was a crazy hour and 10 minutes, just out of position for the majority of it. Did you feel that trying to get back onto the leading lap in the final stages was going to be a big plan for you?
No, not really. My plan was to pretty much survive, even though I've had a array of problems not being set up because I joined the race in the last minute, actually the last second, with the steering wheel not even set up to what I usually have at 360 degrees, being at 900 and having no spotter. I was flying blind for the most of the race, and I thought to myself, I'll try and get used to it.
Try and get used to it, you did. But Maxx Bantz II, you coming for the 3rd iteration?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed. So Isaac Edwards there joining us at the end. But we call time here at V8's Online. A big reminder that tomorrow we're going from the most meme-worthy race to the biggest and most important race in V8 Online, as V8 Scops looks to continue its way to most sports in Canada. We're moving up into Canada. But that will be a case of can Jared Filsell hold off his 2 main title rivals, Ethan Grigalt and Madison Down. But for the time being, that has been Mr. J. Kennedy. Pause for dramatic effect. Kennedy. That has been Reese Gardner, the Southpaw Racer. I have been hashtag Do You Mind Jake Sperry. And Maxx Bantz II is coming to a week 13 near you.